Yo, what the fuck? That was random as fuck. What in the hell? What is going on? Am I even live? Damn, Spectrum sucks. Saved by a buyout by Bruce Wayne, Sionis came to resent and hate his rescuer. Fixated on the concept of masks, Sionis carved one from his father's black coffin and sought revenge on Wayne. His ensuing battle with the Dark Knight caused his mask to be burnt into his skin, making him as the Black Mask. Sionis is now a feared gang leader and one of the most powerful mob bosses in Gotham, with a burning hatred of the Batman. Obsessed with masks, harbors a hatred of Batman and Bruce Wayne, face resembles a black skull, feared and powerful mob boss, skilled marksman known for his double guns. Jack Ryder, 1968. Jack Ryder is an investigative reporter turned controversial talk show host, well known for his aggressive manner and his relentless determination to get the truth. With the opening of the controversial Arkham City at hand, Ryder hopes to discover the roots of his dangerous stronghold and expose them for the good of Gotham. Determined reporter known for his aggressive pursuit of stories, famous for his controversial talk show. My Girl, the fine Poison Ivy from 1966. She's a little old, but I don't care. She's still fine as hell. Botanist Pamela Isley was transformed by a science experiment gone wrong into a plant-human hybrid with chlorophyll flowing through her veins instead of blood. She developed a toxic touch and a pheromone-fueled talent for seduction, though she done need it on me. Her unique brand of eco-terrorism often puts her in conflict with Batman, whose iron will usually protects him from her seductive powers, but like I said, doesn't do shit for me. Since her encounter with the Dark Knight on Arkham Island, Ivy has been transferred to Arkham City. I don't know if you should do that. That doesn't sound like a good idea. She was kind of a menace when you let her out. Taking refuge in a vine-covered stronghold, Ivy would rather keep humanity away than participate in the gang wars of Arkham City. Killer Croc, 1984. Born with a rare mutation that made his skin green and scaly and grew his body to grotesque proportions, Waylon Jones was raised by an alcoholic aunt and bullied relentlessly for his appearance. He briefly worked as a carnival freak under the name Killer Croc, but his misanthropy grew with his animal nature, pushing him to a life of crime. As his physical condition and mental state deteriorated, Killer Croc becomes a more bestial foe, increasingly detached from humanity. His whereabouts are unknown since his escape from Arkham Asylum. Incredibly thick tufted skin and razor-sharp teeth and claws, strength and stamina are at near superhuman level, heightened senses and extremely fast reflexes, can survive in water for extended periods of time, and intense hatred of humanity. If it's just a skin disease, how can he stay underwater for so long? That's what I want to know. Bane, 1993. His real name is unknown? Okay. Imprisoned from birth to serve his dead father's sentence, Bane was raised inside the horrific environs of a Santa Presca prison. Subjected to military experiments with the experimental ultra-steroid Venom, his superhuman strength and iron-forged will helped him to escape. Determined to build a criminal empire, He sought out Batman and broke the Dark Knight's spine. But Batman recovered and managed to best Bane, cutting off Bane's precious venom supply. Since the events of Arkham Asylum, it's rumored that Bane has turned over a new leaf in an effort to save others from similar addiction. Gonna have to press X to doubt. Master strategist, intense focus, abnormally strong reaction to the super steroid venom, determined to best all who challenge him. Oh, the last one. Thank you. This has been so much reading. Oh, we still have more reading to go. Oh, no. 1958. Fixated on the calendar, Julian Day became Calendar Man, a villain who timed and tied his crimes thematically to certain holidays throughout the year, often leaving clues by which he could be caught. Gotham City's hopes for a day off are often clouded by the knowledge that any holiday of note is likely to be shadowed by Calendar Man's presence. I feel like that was the same in the last game, too. Obsessed with quirks of the calendar. Oh. Yeah, we ain't done here. Yeah, we've seen all of this. Cool. I just don't like seeing that it's like, oh, new, but it's like it's not new because we haven't read it. Aaron Cash. Aaron Cash recalled the night back at Arkham Asylum when watching from a security monitor he saw Quincy Sharp scrawl an elaborate message on the floor of the cell block control room using a rusty nail and blood from his fingertips, before forcing his way out of the cell only to disappear into the chaos. He didn't know where Sharp had gone, but he was sure that there was something seriously wrong with the future mayor of Gotham City. With no other career options available and a nagging feeling that he had seen Hugo Strange before, he reluctantly accepted the job of running a small medical team charged with providing assistance to any resident of Arkham City who needed it. Andrei Abramovsky, I don't know, I'm not Russian, was a respected man in a small Siberian town where he lived with his pregnant wife. When word reached Andrei that his wife was in labor, he rushed home excited to be at her side, but was met only by the midwife. His wife had not survived the birth. Complications due to the special nature of his newborn sons were to blame. Pushing into the room, he found his twin sons joined at the shoulder, screaming for their mother. He took the twins and left town. Crying, he stood on a bridge over the freezing cold river and contemplated throwing them to their deaths. But he could not do it. Leaving his sons outside the tent of a traveling freak show, Andrei returned to his village a broken man. The Joker heard tales of the conjoined Abram twins, now widely known as Hammer and Sickle, and their reputation for brutality, and he wanted them for himself. Sending Harley on a desperate mission to retrieve them, she passed on the message to the circus owner that her puddin' would pay big for the twins. Of course, the owner refused to sell his headlining act. He promptly vanished, only to be found 3 months later with a new smile carved on his face. Arkham Island sold. Once the decision to create Arkham City had been approved, Mayor Sharp ordered that Arkham Island be put up for sale. In a press conference, he claimed, "This is a fantastic revenue opportunity for Gotham City." Although a number of prominent Gotham companies entered bids for the land, the winning bid came from a previously unknown security company named Tiger. Within weeks of the sale, Tiger was also awarded the contract to police Arkham City and instantly began using the island to launch its fleet of helicopter gunships to patrol the new prison facility. Cash chose to abandon the abandoned church building near Solomon Wayne Courthouse to situate his medical team at. Knowing that Strange was only providing the minimal amount of medical assistance to placate those campaigning against Arkham City, Cash was forced to beg for equipment and additional medical supplies. The first donations came from Bruce Wayne himself, who supplied a series of security shutters to keep the people within the building safe, along with cutting-edge body armor and supplies. On hearing about Wayne's donation, Strange was furious and locked down all supply routes between the medical team and the outside world. This is getting to be too much reading, man. Like, this is crazy. The entire episode was just going through this shit. On the perimeter wall of Arkham City is the Tiger confiscated good vaults. This high-security facility houses all the items confiscated from criminals upon their admittance to the prison. A special vault is used to protect the equipment and ill-gotten gains of the various super-criminals and is guarded 24/7 by a squad of Tiger guards. Upon her arrests, Hugo Strange placed all of Catwoman's belongings there, and she has vowed to get them back and leave Arkham City for good. Just weeks before Arkham City was due to open for business, the streets and roads in the northeast of the facility were devastated by a series of unexplained seismic incidents. The large-scale substance left the street level of an entire district submerged underwater. Campaigners opposed to Hugo Strange's super prison demanded further investigation into the cause of the disturbances, arguing that this was further proof that the area was unfit under basic humanitarian grounds. However, Strange vetoed plans for an inquiry on his land. He provided his own experts to demonstrate that the seismic activity was a one-off event and maintained that the inmates had given up their rights to any decent standard of living. Upon becoming mayor, Quincy Sharp presented Gotham City with his plan to create a super prison in the north of the city, claiming that the site was selected because it contained extreme areas of social decay and neglect. When Bruce Wayne spoke out at the consultation committee hearing, the mayor pointed out that the location was where Wayne's parents had been murdered decades before. The council passed the motion to create Arkham City and set about issuing eminent domain seizures, allowing it to purchase all the land within the site's walls. This is insane how much there is to read. Hugo Strange's obsession with Bruce Wayne and Batman was unbearable. He needed to know every small detail of how the man functioned to understand exactly what made him tick so that he could finally destroy him. Strange manipulated the mayor into allowing squads of Tiger officers to be deployed into Gotham City under the pretense of aiding the police. However, unknown to the people of Gotham, the Tiger Guards had only one target, the Batman. Strange knew his men would initially fail, but he studied every defeat meticulously, analyzing the techniques and strategies of his opponent. It would only be a matter of time before he had the necessary data to defeat the Batman. Mayor Quincy Sharp looked proud as he addressed Gotham on the night that Arkham City officially opened for business. As he introduced Hugo Strange to the mass of journalists, he felt sure that the hard work and sacrifices had been worth it. He could hardly believe that he had achieved so much within the 18 months since the events of Arkham Island. As the champagne bottle smashed against the wall, Strange whispered to him that he would soon have Catwoman and Two-Face arrested and brought to his prison. Quincy smiled. With Arkham City's construction complete, he was guaranteed that the approval of the city, with all the supervillains in his custody, their next target would be Batman, the person who he blamed for everything. After being hit by the Batmobile and knocked into the dark waters surrounding Arkham Island, Bane swam to shore but was quickly recaptured and taken back to the asylum. Weakened by his injuries and the experiments performed upon him by Dr. Young, he patiently waited, plotting his revenge. Forced into keeping a low profile as he recovered, Bane searched Arkham City for a suitable location to act as a hideout, and found just what he needed in the form of Crank Toys building. There, surrounded by toys, he waited, recuperating until the time was right to make his move. Having no love for his fellow prisoners in Arkham City, Bane set up and presided over an underground fighting contest where inmates fought in vain for the privilege of trying to take him down. Words of these fights spread throughout Arkham, and the Joker sent Bane as a little surprise. As Bane moved in for the kill, Joker's henchmen triggered a Titan injection that ripped through his body, transforming him into a monstrous Titan. Barely surviving the fight, Bane had a new problem. Somehow Titan had found its way into Arkham City, and it was up to him to stop it from falling into the wrong hands. Roman Sionis, aka Black Mask, is the first and only inmate to have escaped Arkham City. Using explosives stolen from the Penguin, he waited until Tiger shift changed, blasted his way through a containment wall, and went on the run in Gotham City. Furious, Hugo Strange ordered his Tiger operatives onto the streets to focus all their attention on finding Black Mask, who was finally recaptured after a violent siege at the meatpacking plant he owned. Promising that no one else would ever escape again, Strange fitted a series of automated machine guns to the walls of Arkham City, designed to kill anyone else who dared to try. As Hugo Strange was revealed as the public face of Arkham City, Batman attempted to uncover any information he could about the history of this mysterious figure. Convinced that nothing in Arkham City was what it seemed to be, Batman dug deeper and deeper but came up blank. It was as if all evidence of Strange had been wiped clean. One thing was certain, however. Strange could not have done this alone. Batman was determined to ensure that the site of his parents' death would not become a monument to Gotham's failure, and dedicated himself to shutting down Arkham City. Julian Day, aka Calendar Man, has been locked in his cell in Arkham Asylum for a full year when he was moved to Arkham City. Unable to celebrate the passing holidays in his own inimitable style, he could do nothing more than just imagine what he would have done if he were free. In Arkham City, he quickly found the Solomon Wayne courthouse and claimed it as his own. Anyone who dared to come in was overpowered and taken to a cell, where they remained until the next holiday when Day would kill them. It was going well until Two-Face arrived with a small army and took the courthouse for himself, locking Day up in a cell. Because that explains why he's there. Basil Carlo, aka Clayface, used his ability to mimic the exact appearance of anyone to impersonate Quincy Sharp and escape from Arkham Asylum. On the run in Gotham City, Clayface has been forced to constantly change his appearance in order to stay one step ahead of Hugo Strange and his guards. His current whereabouts are unknown. Oh, shit. Oh, there's so much. I'm gonna have to call it here. This is too much fucking reading. I'm exhausted. And there's still more to go. I thought that we were gonna get through all of these and, like, go on and, like, do the Riddler stuff. I'm tired. Thank you for watching, Slicks. Thank you to anyone else who may have watched this reading fest. I really appreciate it. Thank you to the YouTube crowd who's going to like and subscribe. And remember, Virginia Guffrey did not kill herself, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.